Hello everyone, how you all doing? Good? Still awake? Awesome. Fantastic. So glad to be here. I just want to say thank you to the organizers to kind of put together this amazing conference, right? So many talks, so many interesting ideas. And today we'll talk about NFTs beyond art, what we see. So let's do a little polling. If I say NFTs, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Cats? Okay. What else? Ape? What else? You said doodles? Okay. Effectively, what all these things have in common is that they're animals, okay? But effectively, they're art. So it's NFTs are basically equivalent to art, digital art. And it's great. It's a starting point. That's how innovation happens. You never know at what point in time or where the innovation will start. But in my experience in DLT for about 11 years, running blockchain for one of the big 4 companies, and now with Web3 Pro, working necessarily with enterprises around the world and providing Web3 infrastructure for them, we learned that it's way more, right? Enterprises and governments are not seeing NFTs the way that we are. They don't see cats, they don't see dogs. They see it in a different way, and I'll get to it. But before we get there, we gotta understand why NFTs are important, right? Most of the people are FOMO'd into the NFT just because a lot of people do it, but that's not the right reason. So in order to understand why NFTs are really important, they're gonna be revolutionary for our technology and society, we have to go back 60 years, 1960s. You know what happened in the 1960s? A lot of things happened in the 1960s. Technology-wise, what happened? Go. That's right. That's exactly right. Department of Defense created this thing called ARPANET, right? That basically was the genesis of the internet. But the point of ARPANET was to allow army folks, right, to communicate on war grounds to attack an enemy if the telephone lines were down. So it was a data structure where people could talk via data. But then think about like who's the audience? The army, right? Everybody knows each other in the army. And if they don't know each other, they don't have the reason to believe that somebody is lying to the other, that is faking it, that is transferring data that it's not authentic. But the moment that the ARPANET moved into the internet, all of a sudden you have access globally to this structure where everyone can really say whatever they want. They can say what they want, they can transmit records and data that they want, information that might or might not be true. So for 60 years, we have been looking at this ecosystem, this information, assuming that everything that is transferred over the internet is legit. And I don't have to kind of get into it. You already know that that's not the case. We've seen it all around with fake news, with fake identities, on and on and on and on. I don't have to kind of say that. So the reason why NFTs are important is because for the first time, NFTs add a layer on top of the internet where the records, any data that transfer over the internet is for the first time authentic, traceable, and programmable. So that's a massive understanding that probably like 1% of the people really get and understand, right? And people that have been in it for a long time, they still don't grasp. We were very at the beginning of the race here, is the top of the iceberg. The way that this thing is actually going to change the way that we communicate, that we date, that we work, that we transfer money, that we transfer, transact. So that's the reason why NFTs are so important. And what we need right now is understanding how to go from here to mass adoption. And nobody knows. So if you find somebody who's going to tell you, oh, I know what's going to happen, it's probably lying, right? But what we know is that, at least for now, there are two different paths that we see for mass adoption. And that's based on the experience of our company working with the likes of Lamborghini and Lotus and Juventus and governments and a bunch of other large organizations. There's one path for marketing, and we call that Web3 marketing engagement. It's not about selling IP. It's about using NFTs as a vehicle to drive people to an action. So it's a loyalty and rewards ecosystem. It's basically what companies want in that angle. They want retention, loyalty, customer lifetime value, cross-sell, and upsell. And they're asking us, how do we use this new vehicle to drive those KPIs, those objectives? They don't see in a room. When I see them in boardrooms with CEOs and CMOs, they don't talk to me about CATs and TPS and so on. They talk to me, how much can we grow our top line engagements? How much can we convert? What are our target audiences? And how can we differentiate a strategy to target the Web3 native generations and the Web2 and migrate them over, right? Think about it. They have clients, they have past clients, they have fans, right? All of these target segments respond to different utility, to different rewards. But they understand the value of NFTs as the rails to drive action, whether that action could be resharing a social post, buying a product from their store, and gathering more information about the identity of the users, which is another big deal for NFTs, right? At the end of the day, an NFT wallet, it's an identity wallet, right? Think about geo, demographic, user preferences, all the things you get, what they're redeeming in terms of rewards. So that's one big element, and it's happening. But key to that adoption is the ease of use, ease of access. Now, if you're talking to Web3 bros, you say, oh yeah, NFT wallets, you're gonna get this and that. If you talk to my uncle that never heard about blockchain or NFT, you can't start with the technology. You can't go around and say that Gmail is a TCP/IP protocol email client, right? Who cares? You wanna just send a goddamn email, don't you? That's what you do. So you can't go around and say, let's do NFTs. Nobody cares. You know what they care? They care about a $20 gift card, $10 discount, a pass to an event, the ability to get their voice heard, vote on something, share the feedback. So never start with the technology of the NFT. Just say, do you want to come visit the new Ferrari at the showroom? Do you want to get a $20 gift card? All you have to do is download this wallet and do these 3 simple things, and you're going to get a pass. You get 3 passes. You get your rewards. Did I mention NFT? Did I mention technology? No. That's how you convert Web2, old folks, into this new system. I have 1 minute and 22 left. The second, so this is the marketing. That's what's happening now at the enterprise level. All the major corporations that are looking at NFTs as a Web3 marketing engagement platform, okay? The second thing is what we are doing now with a major cloud provider that we call NAS, NFR as a service. NFR as non-fungible records as a service. So now organizations and governments, they want to use NFT not as a marketing engagement tool, but as a system of trackability and authenticity, okay? And they want to do that for identities, for real estate transaction, for sensitive files, for vehicle transaction, for licenses, employee retention programs, massive opportunities, right? And the reason is, going back, is that everything on the internet can be false until proven otherwise. So in the future, every information and records and emails and files that we'll have will either be attached to an NFR that guarantees that you send me a passport to apply for a mortgage, and that's a passport from the United States government, or if it's not, I cannot believe it. So Wells Fargo will deny your application. So those are the 2 things that are happening, one for marketing and one for record authenticity. But again, the key to these adoptions, and I'll wrap it up, is the ease of access and ease of use, and understanding that people move in new directions only if it's convenient to them. So never pitch the technology, always go with the value first. Thank you very much.